Hello everybody, I'm Storm here, and today we're going to be starting up a new series of Transport Fever 2. This was the winner of my most recent new series poll, so this is what we are going to get started working on. And we're going to be featuring a new map that I just finished building that has a tropical archipelago theme. Also, this map is utilizing the new experimental size megalomaniac style map. So it is enormous. But since it is an archipelago, it is largely covered in water. So the actual kind of land availability is really not all that much different from what you might expect from a smaller map. It's just a lot of the map is blue. So just kind of finished laying this all out. The terrain, if you're curious, was derived from real world height maps, as I usually do, with some tweaking and editing here and there. Height maps are pulled from places like the South Pacific and the Eastern Atlantic to get various island forms here that should hopefully provide some interesting terrain challenges, and some of these are fairly rugged. So we'll see how it goes. Also, the map is very heavily forested. The map generator decided to basically spray the whole map with trees, which is fine. You know, it looks nice, in my opinion, anyway. Also, we're going to be starting in 1900, so we're going to be doing a lot of steam early on. And speaking of, we're going to go ahead and drop that date speed down to quarter. So we're going to be running slow at the start. Also, we are using the Industry Expanded mod again, because I really did like that from the last series, but I did remove the waste and mail extension because neither of those seemed to work at all. So pulled those out. Again, the game is heavily modded. I know that people are going to ask for a mod list. I don't think that's going to be possible, because I have well over 180 mods running. Most of them various locomotives, planes, trucks, wagons, ships, you know, all those various things. So basically, as far as mods are concerned, run with whatever mods you like. The only mod you're really going to need is that Industries Expanded mod. And speaking of that, I am going to try to remember to have this map posted to the workshop before this episode goes live. So there should be a link to the map on the workshop and Steam in the video description. So yes, now that I said that, hopefully that will help me remember to do it. That's something I've neglected to do in previous series. So, you know, hopefully we'll get to that this time. All right. What else do I want to talk about with the map before we get started? There are 30 cities on the map. And for naming convention of the cities, I once again return to using names from fiction. So pulling fictional city names from various works of fiction to fill out the map. I guess we could go over all of them. So let's see. Yeah, let's just take a look at all the cities for the moment. Should be relatively quick. So we have Amarat here. We have Arkham. We have Armali. Atlantis on this island here. Caprica City over here. City 17. Costa del Sol. Dale. Denerim over here. Emerald City, nestled in the hills. Farbanti. Gotham City. Grey Havens. Hill Valley. Iki Town. Inaba. Inazuma, Kazam, Kirkwall, Lake Armstrong, Liberty City, Los Santos, Midgar, Mondstadt City, Mos Eisley, New Vegas, Norg, Nosastra, Novigrad, Old Town, Osgiliath, Raccoon City, Rapture, Silent Hill, The Citadel, Valroyo, Vice City, Volantis, White Harbor, and Salem. Alright. And as far as industries, all the industries on the map were hand placed. Did not use the random industry generator in the map creator. Now, I am playing with sandbox mode enabled, as I typically like to do, so that I can place new industries as needed, or as I see fit, as the game progresses. So, if we look at the industries, we have 3 goods factories using the expanded inputs, a couple food processing plants using the standard inputs, a couple food processing plants using the expanded inputs, a couple of tools factories, 3 fuel refineries using oil sand, 2 fuel refineries using normal refined oils. We have 2 machines factories that use the expanded inputs. We're probably going to have to build some more of those at some point, but 2 to start with. We have 4 construction materials plants using the expanded inputs. We have 4 oil refineries. We have 1 chemical plant that uses grain, and 3 chemical plants that use refined oils. We have 3 sawmills, 4 paper mills, 4 steel mills that have the expanded outputs, 1 silver mill. That might have to change, but, 1 silver mill to start with, 5 oil wells, 2 coffee refineries, 2 alcohol distilleries, 2 meat processing plants, 2 livestock farms, 6 arable crop farms, 2 fisheries, 4 coffee farms, 3 quarries, 2 silver ore mines, 3 oil sand mines, 3 marble quarries, 5 iron ore mines, 5 coal mines, and 6 forestry areas. So, see how that all plays out. And, another kind of thing about the sandbox mode is it does let you edit your money, but I'm not doing that. We're starting with the $5 billion loan as the normal start. Ignore the earnings, because that's just an artifact of the map creation process. And so we should be pretty ready to go ahead and get started. Now, as you can imagine, we are going to be pretty heavily reliant on ships, especially early in the game. And because of the way the map is, the terrain of the map, I'm not so sure we're going to be able to get a lot of airfields or very large airfields. So moving stuff around by air might not really be an option. We'll have to see as things progress, because everything is hilly. Everything is hilly. So we'll see how it goes. Now, what we need to do to start with is find a spot where we can get some relatively cheap, easy transport lines for passengers or freight or both, to go ahead and start getting some money rolling in, because we need to pay our interest on the loan and get that loan paid. Well, paying down the loan and keeping the loan paid off is not really a thing that you want to be doing early in the game. In fact, What you really want to be doing early in the game is borrowing as much as possible, because you need that capital at the start for inputs to be able to make, to get the income. All right, so we have a few options. We have a nice little set of cities here in this bay. We have Kazam, Armali, Inaba, Kirkwall, and City 17. It seems to be ripe for a nice passenger transport line. We have a fishery over here, and we have a meat processing plant over there. Now the nearest food processing plant is nowhere close. So we wouldn't be able to do food out of it. Because here's a food processing plant. This is one thing I tried to do a little bit of, is kind of create these industrial areas. So here we have food processing with all the potential inputs. So grain, meat, coffee, alcohol, all coming in here to be processed into food packages. It can be shipped out. That's a bit far away from over here. Now, another kind of place that we have that I was looking around, well, I laid the map out, so, I kind of know what's going on in the map, is this island here. We have 3 cities. We have Los Santos, Mos Eisley, and New Vegas. I'm calling this the Scum and Villainy Island. That could work for some pretty decent passengers. Probably by road, at least to start with. I think it's just the routes are too short for trains. There's probably going to be another thing on this map, is that we're going to be using a lot of road transport for things. So, I think what we're actually going to do is we're going to do this. We're going to set up this road transport here for passengers, because that should make it's going to be relatively easy to set up and should make some pretty decent money to start with. And then we will put a lot of investment into a passenger route over here that'll eventually kind of cover this whole island. But a passenger, I don't know about a loop, but passenger line here, and then some initial freight. We have, what else we have over here? A goods factory. We have a paper mill, but all of the recipes that we get over here require plastic. So we can make plastic from grain. There's a farm up there, but that we need kind of simple stuff to start with at the beginning. All right, so let's get to it. Already gone long enough without anything actually happening. All right, so the easiest way to do this is to just put in a stop. But what I want to do instead is actually go for a full-on station. Modular tram station. See, that would work, but how would I actually fit that in? And that's primarily for trams. I think I'll just do bus tram stations. We're going to do them relatively, well, 20-meter length is fine. We're not going to fit them for trams, because I don't think we'll be doing trams just yet. And I would want this to kind of be in the core of the city. Like right about there would be perfect. If I could do it without knocking down, you know, without spending $500,000. All right, do it. All right, here in Mos Eisley. Can I do this without spending an exorbitant amount of money? Yeah, do that there. And over here. I mean, right here makes the most sense. What are we talking to do it? Closer and closer we can get to that street, the better it's going to be. 249,000? Do it. Okay. All right, so we're going to need Road Depot. I have to get it in there somewhere where it isn't going to cost an arm and a leg in terrain remodeling. Over here. Yeah, there we go. Good enough. All right, new line. And do I want to keep my same kind of naming conventions here? Yeah, we're going to do ICB for intercity bus. New Vegas to... Mos Eisley, MSC? Or just we call Mos. Just go Mos Eisley. And... LSA for Los Santos. Okay. That'll work. And for vehicles, at this time frame we have for passengers, we have access to the Mac. So we actually have a proper, kind of like the first proper bus. I mean, you have the Steam bus, but it only does 11 miles an hour. This does 16. More capacity, yeah. We're gonna do these. They're more expensive, significantly more expensive. Do we want to start with something small? The American Stagecoach is actually faster than the Steam bus. Really? These are very pricey. You know what? Let's go with these. Let's put... Let's see, how many people we want to carry? 25? Let's do 10. Let's put a whole bunch of them on there. Oh, autosave. Route, please. Oh, you know what I didn't actually do? I didn't actually add any stations. There we go. It's been a little bit since I played, so. But. Alright. That's because it's underneath the... There we go. And then back to Mos Eisley. And there we go. Oh, yeah. It's our first time unpausing it, so it's gonna chug for a little bit. Alright, now in this one, do I want to color my vehicles? Let's see, what do they look like colored? Just that little circle on there is colored, would seem. Alright then. Some of them should go the other way. Yeah, I don't want all of them going to New Vegas. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Can you turn around? There we go. Oh, right. I need to turn that off. Now, these are kind of standard country roads. What are the 25 miles an hour? Just going uphill, I guess. That'd be the one downside to these, is that their horsepower is low. So going up and down hills are going to be a struggle. But we are starting to see some people. 5 passengers. All right. We'll keep an eye on those. And while that's running, we'll start taking a look over here at what is going to be, hopefully, our really major passenger route through here. We'll start to lay in our first passenger train station, and we're also going to need to set up an actual proper tram. As well. So, let's go ahead and get to that. Lay in some street here. Trying to see where we might want to go, and then here is where kind of our next connecting road would need to be. All right, so we have all the same station mods in here as before. Passenger station. For now, we can keep it at one track for just cost purposes. Because if I were to put it at 2, it would cost significantly more. We will want to get this up to 2 tracks at some point, but for now, it's fine. And I'm going to be doing the internal trams, because I do like to use trams for the internal transport within a city. A little bit different. Now, here's the thing. Do I want to go along large street? Player ownership. I'm not sure what that means. I guess we don't have bus lanes yet. Okay, well that's fine. Do I even have electric trams? But don't know. Upgrading the... Yeah, that's going to be way too expensive. Okay. That's an unload truck stop. That's not what we want. We're going to do medium stops over here. And we're going to do the smaller stops elsewhere. So we're going to do a set of stops here. Set of stops there. There. And probably there. That should work. Yeah, that should be fine. All right, and what we're gonna want the Tram Depot. And stick this on the outskirts of town. All right. And what kind of trams we got? We do have an electric tram. A couple of electric trams. We have steam trams. These go faster. And let's see. Cost a little bit more than these guys. Significantly lower emissions. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna go with the electric one. Actually, I need to set up the tram route itself. All right, the tram for Kirkwall. We're going to say Kirkwall A. We're going to actually have two lines. Kirkwall A and Kirkwall B. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do a clockwise route for one. And for this one, we're going to do a counterclockwise route. All right, and so we're going to grab, let's say, 6. 1, 2, and 3 are going to be on one route, and one of the others are going to be on the other route. Actually, I'm thinking about this particular. Can I get a refund on that? Yeah, let's get a refund on that. Let's change the placement. To be something more like this. I was just looking at City 17 here and where we would be wanting to come in with the rail, and we'd probably be wanting to come more along this side of town. And the way it was angled before was going to be goofy to get it there. You know, unless I want to do some landfill and put the rail over here, but I don't think that's a great idea. All right, so we're off and going. We're gonna need to get City 17 hooked up to a passenger station and Kazam hooked up to a passenger station, at least to start with. Get that train running. We got to do it within the maximum loan that I can do, and hope that this little bus route over here will actually draw a profit. We've got passengers waiting. We haven't made any money yet, even though we are carrying some passengers. We'll see how it goes. But I think we're at the end of the first episode on this series. And we will get this first passenger train line going here, hopefully next episode. And we're off and running. All right, so for now, we'll stop here. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.